I was actually referring to how people don't get this essence, like for spiritual work in the experience of life. I was referring to that. So how we are just born in the society and we are programmed in some ways, and we just follow like illusory things, like
we're programmed to glide along the surface.
Yeah.
We are programmed to experience ourselves, that sense of self scattered within a projected reality, attached to different elements, supporting different ideologies, supporting different belief systems, supporting different political movements or spiritual movements, whatever movements or ideologies or thoughts. So we are bound to them in whichever name, as long as the essence is thought to be found in the external reality. There is no truth. The truth is there, witnessing in silence all these processes. But it is not directly perceived by people within their individual vessels. And so the true spiritual awakening is still that rare, because it not only withdraws the focus from the projected reality, but it also makes one realize the sense of priority, where that priority has to lie. If that priority is not found within, is not perceived from within as a blissful being, as the inexhaustible source of energy, as the inexhaustible source of life, and the truth and this inexhaustible source of life is attempted to be found in the projected reality, that is falsehood, that is delusion, that is corruption, that is misconception about reality and our own existence and who we are. And as long as that misconception exists, we can never find the truth, because we look for it in all the wrong places. No, not a single element within the projected reality will bring us this truth. Some elements within this projected reality can remind us of that essence. But if that essence is not perceived from within, and one is not established within this essence, there is nothing. There is just a speculation. And that's why whoever speculates, they perish like everyone else. It doesn't really matter whom they follow, what they follow, as long as the essence is missing, as long as their consciousness is not established in the essence and does not refine itself through that essence. Because again, being established in that essence is very difficult, because your mind is constantly dragged into the projected reality. It wants to find the essence in the projected reality, validate itself through it, find an explanation or a meaning for its existence. So that is the false self. The false self is found through the elements of the projected reality, but the true self is found when you awaken to that being, permanent, eternal essence, which is perceived in the physical body as a blissful contentment. But yet you will not be able to establish in it right away, because there will be karmic residue that will be coming up to the surface, that will be disturbing you from within and also from without, until you dissolve it, dissolve all the ties with it from within and from without, and establish yourself in it. Then you will feel definitely what to be yoga means, really, from the direct experience. You not just feel, you are that, because you become the emanation. You are in alignment with the source. All the veils that have been draining you, that have been resisting, that have been sucking the energy are dissolved. Then you are your own being, on an individual, but also on a higher level. So without this establishment, without this understanding, there is no evolution. There is no transformation. Whatever people call as transformation is still working with their karmic residue. Because as long as they work with that karmic residue, yes, they're healing, but they haven't started that real spiritual evolution, because they have to be completely healed and established in that essence, so that that essence there is expressed as permanent absorption, contentment, like a foundation of your existence, through which you observe life, through which you start living from there on, and from then on. And you no longer refer to self within the projected reality, because you know you are that which is within. And whatever is externally is transitory. You have that awareness at all times. That's why you do not prioritize the external projection. You only connect to it or entertain it for as long as it's necessary. That's where it stops draining you, because there are no direct links. You entertain it by focusing on it for just a short period of time, willingly. But it has no power over you, because you're established in your essence. That essence is that higher frequency, pure emanation of the higher being that dissolves all that which is of the karmic nature. That protects you as well, protects your vessel, and does not allow unnecessary energy forms to travel into your space of consciousness or around you in your physical body. So that's it. And you cannot understand this science as long as you are not perceiving that higher frequency within, because whatever you hear will be just kind of, you will hear the words, you will not perceive the essence as long as you don't perceive that essence within. So whatever is said will fall on deaf ears, because consciousness has not awakened to that higher frequency. It has to perceive that higher frequency even to a glimpse within it, so that it can relate to it in the external reality. Otherwise, it all will look as if it's just a talk, but it's a transmission. So in order to perceive transmission, we have to have that ability to perceive the transmission of our higher being, our higher selves. Otherwise, we cannot relate to the higher truths, because that frequency does not vibe with us, and we don't vibe with it. You know, we degraded to the point that we believe that spirituality can be practiced. Well, the degraded forms of spirituality, where you're just gliding along the surface, found yourself another hobby. But the true spirituality is always there as the truth itself. It's an emanation of higher frequency. You're either there or not. You're either connected to it or not. You might not be fully established in it, but if you know what that frequency is, you will hold on to it dearly in order to refine and transform yourselves, your limited selves, your limitations, your distortions, inclinations. You will neutralize your perception. You will stop dividing life into good and bad, into this and that. And if it's not there, you're just fooling yourself, wasting your life, your vital energy, essence, onto hobbies, spiritual entertainment, without any real result. And the results are simple. Everything in terms of natural spirituality, in terms of true spirituality, is so simple. If we were only to be open to that simplicity. We're so drowned in that multiplicity and desire to fragment, to try and find the truth in the projected reality through these fragmented points or elements of reality. But we just lose our minds to it. That's why mental sickness is on the rise. We'll look for the holy grail in all the wrong places. We try to climb inexistent mountains. We try to do things which are destroying our physical vehicles. We try to peep into some subtler realms by using intoxicants, drugs, without understanding the karmic consequences. So we are on the path of delusion and self-destruction, and the destruction of our physical and mental health in the name of spirituality. That's why these people who pursue spirituality in this form, as I mentioned, they never find it. They're deluded by their own ignorance and spiritual ambition, or ambition to find power in the illusion, because there is no power in the projected reality. The projected reality itself depends on your conscious power, on your conscious focus and attention on it. If your focus is not in that projected reality, you don't give your power then to it. But when you try to find power through the transitory aspects of reality, even if they were ideology or spiritual beliefs, there's still the elements of the projected reality, just subtler ones, still existing in a kind of a fragmented way. So through these pursuits, you can only waste your vital forms and end up nowhere. Find nothing in terms of true spirituality, immortality, immortal essence. Because instead of focusing within and cultivating just the natural being, but how do we know natural being? Like you said, we're born to the system where already from the start, we're constantly pushed to entertain the projected reality. That's why we have to make only one effort, to turn our focus within, to shift it within, and to train our mind to stay within the body rather than all over the place. You think you're living in your body, but actually, when your mind is all over the place, entertaining different subtle ideas, you are actually not in the body. That's where the body is drained of the vital force and it starts feeling imbalanced. Even if you think that you are in the name of spirituality, out there in the projected reality, giving you force and power, entertaining all these elements, obviously you are not going to find that power within. That power outside of self. You will not see that essence, and you will continue sort of deluding yourself. So yeah, the only effort has to be made that is to be inside your own body, empowering it, feeling like you're your own spiritual entity occupying this vessel. Otherwise, someone else's thoughts and emotions will start occupying it. Someone else's shadows, someone else's projections. Someone else's ideologies and spiritual beliefs will occupy it. They will possess this body and drain it of the vital essence. Not only the body, first they possess the mind. And then the body is just depleted naturally. So when people don't understand all these things, they just don't understand how simple things are. But at the same time, to bring your focus within is so difficult. it seems difficult because we're just accustomed to being elsewhere, outside. And so very often we're not even living our own lives. We are like a hub of different clusters, emotional thought clusters, different energies that we allow into our system from other people. And so where is the truth? We're living in illusion. We're entertaining the illusion and delusion of other people within our vessel. We also try to manipulate them into giving their energy to us. And everyone is just in need of energy. So we're living in the reality of spiritual and energetic vampirism, where every element of reality is codependent on the other element for its energy sustenance and energy source. Right?